welcome to QETV Live Show with your host, Miss H. Again, happy New Year. I know that we're in the middle of the month, but it's still the beginning of a great and prosperous new year. And how many of you are holding fast to your New Year resolutions? Let's pause there for a minute. Selah. Just pause there and think about it. If not, then what I want you to do is get up and start where you left off, because that's the whole key. Stay focused, stay on your end game, because you have greatness inside of you. You have everything you need on you to succeed. So you get the opportunity. I give you permission to get up and start over again. Again, welcome to QETV Live Show with your host, Miss H, where we're bridging inspiration with information for everyday life. You're watching me live now on Vox Wave. So right now, I want you to call someone, text someone, FaceTime someone, and let them know you're watching QETV Live Show with your host, Miss H, okay? We're live right now in the studio. So don't go anywhere. We're going to have a great show for you today. We're going to share with you even more opportunities and more inspiration to help you how to stay on your end game. And if you watched the show last week, I just want to remind those of Lori Conway Ray, her book, Shinspiration, which is definitely a go-getter. Please go to her website and purchase her book. This book, Shinspiration, here on the front cover, it says, it gives you the courage to allow your inner light to shine. This is a great 21-day devotional. So if you're having problems even setting goals or setting resolutions, this 21-day devotional will definitely help you get started doing that. It's an exciting book. She was here last week, and you can go back and watch the show if you just go to Vox Wave, YouTube, subscribe to it, and then click on last week's show with QETV Live. You can watch the entire show, okay? I'm telling you, you will enjoy it. Again, it's a 21-day devotional. You can get together with a small group. You can get together with family members or whatever that you, or just by yourself, and just go through this 21-day devotional. It's a journey. You know, they always say it takes 21 days. It's a principle that you do something for 21 days, you can establish a habit. And then I also heard to reinforce that habit, if you do 3 sets of those 21s, you go through the 21 day, whatever it is that you want to start or stop, you do it for 21 days. You will break that habit or you will start a new habit. But don't stop there. Do it again for 21 days and then do another set of 21 days. So 3 sets of 21 days, you can end any negative cycle or you can start any great cycle that you want to start. It's proving that that will happen. A lot of you are on fast, or you're detoxing, or you going to the gym, exercising, or just simply saying, I just want to be the better me. I want to just do things better this year. Again, set those goals. Find you a devotional or find you a partner. Again, Shinspiration is a great way to get your 21-day devotional, because it leaves you and it gives you the opportunity where it has action steps. And I like devotionals like that, because not only do you read it, but you get a chance to sit down, meditate on what you just read, and then write down some of your goals and your inspiration and some of your things that you plan to do so that you can succeed. Okay? So again, Lori Conway Ray, Shinespiration, the courage to allow your inner light to shine. And remember, when I started the new year off, I shared with you my viewers, which are my favorite people right now. I want you to just continue. Write me, email me at QETVLive@gmail.com, or you can call me. Feel free to call me at 240-353-3806. That's my business line. Or you can call into the studio today, and I actually have a book. Lori is allowing me to give away one of her books. Last week I was looking for the third caller. But right now, if you're the first caller and you call in to 240-719-2580-60, let me say that number again. That's 240-719-2560. This book will be sent to you free of charge. So if you want Lori's book in this 21-day devotional, you be the first one to call in, and we will send you that book. Okay? And I just want to remind you as well about staying focused. Remember what we talked about, that sometimes we make New Year resolution bigger than what it needs to be. But if you learn to just realize that when you're making a New Year's resolution, just think about the fact, I'm about to say or do something, and I want to make a quality decision, or I want to make a quality act that I know that I can not only maintain, but it's something attainable. So many times we want to set goals, or we want to put a demand on ourselves that we know not even us or anyone else can help us keep that goal or that plan of action. So number one, make it crystal clear. Decide what it is you want to do. Go bigger than that. Find out, where do you want to be as of December 31st, 2019. Okay? Get a picture of that. And sometimes what you have to do is put everything down. Use the rest of this month. For some of you who have not set goals yet, use the rest of this month to just sit down 10 to 15 minutes a day. Listen carefully. You're going to sit down, and all you're going to do is get you a sheet of paper, or get you a notebook or a clipboard, whatever it is, a notepad. And what I want you to do is sit 10 or 15 minutes and just start writing. Write whatever comes to your mind. Where do you want to see yourself by December 31st, 2019? Once you get a clear idea or a clear picture, this is what I want to have done or have accomplished. Maybe it's take a certain vacation to a destination. Maybe it's going to see a lost relative, a loved one you haven't seen. Maybe it's to change jobs. And of course, we always have losing weight at the top, or change our eating, be a better parent, or be a better spouse, or whatever or go back to school, or get your GED, or, learn how to drive. A lot of people still are learning how to drive. You'd be surprised. No matter what it is, if that's what you want to do, set a goal, something that you know can be accomplished. And a year sounds like it's a long time, but how many of you got to the end of this year and said, oh my, where did time go? Time will begin to fly. Look at it. We're already past the 15th of January. Pretty soon February will be upon us, and that's a short month. So as you can see, times and season does not wait for no one. Even though we're calling it happy right now, but we don't want you to wait to the end of the year and you go, what happened to the year? It wasn't as happy as I thought it would be. So you get the opportunity now again. Go get a notepad for the rest of this month. And for you who've already done it, you will be able to go to step 2. But for step 1, for those who do not have any resolutions or have not made a quality decision to do anything for 2019, because we know the law of multiplication. Nothing from nothing equals nothing. 0 times 0 is 0. That's the law of multiplication. So if you don't do anything at the end of the year, it's not going to be so happy. But if you just begin to act on what I'm saying right now, even if it's just one thing, I don't care. Let it just be one thing. If you could do one thing the very best you can, then concentrate on that one thing. Some people say, I cannot concentrate on more than one thing. Well, find that one thing that you can concentrate on. Find that one thing that you can be faithful to. Find that one thing you can focus on, and don't allow anyone to drive you away or get you off of your focus. And if you do, you will begin to see the desired result. So you're going to get to the end of the year and you're going to say, oh my, what she said to me was absolutely right. I have made it to the end of the year and here is my reward. So again, find out what it is you want to do. Write it down on that piece of paper that you are sitting down with and writing in that tablet, whether it's one thing, 2 things, 3 things, or multiple things. For you who know how to multitask, you can write down multiple things, okay? But now that you have it written down, what I want you to do is see yourself doing it. So the rest of this month, you're going to concentrate on seeing yourself already have completed it. See, because I want that picture of you doing and accomplishing whatever goal that you set. I want it to become so clear that you can see it with your eyes closed. You can talk about it. Everyone around you should know about it, because you're going to be living it. You're going to act on it. You're going to build everything around it, okay? So you got to sit with that thing in 10 minutes a day and just see yourself doing it. Again, like I said, if it's school, you want to go back and take a class. What I want you to do, see yourself already at the college or online, taking that class, finishing that class, getting an A on that class. See yourself taking those tests. You know, walk yourself through those scenarios, because that's what dreams are. You get to dream and nobody can stop you from dreaming, okay? And because it's your dream, dream big. If it's that destination spot, you want to go to Hawaii, see yourself on the beach. See yourself in that bikini, that bathing suit, or see yourself, you know, on that airplane. I want you to get a visual picture of you doing that thing. Once you do it, now that it's crystal clear and you got it written down, now what I want you to do for the rest of February and onward, you're going to start writing down everything you need to do, such as, say you're going to take that online class. You're going to write down first goal. I got to go online to see what school or what class I should take. Find out what it needs, when it's registration, how much it costs, how many books I need, when will class begin, and let me build my schedule around it. So now you're doing the work. Those are call to action steps. If it's, of course, losing that weight, you're going to go and figure out, am I going to walk? Am I going to get a trainer? If I'm going to get with a small group, or am I going to start joining some 5Ks? You know, find out anything and everything that's going to help support that vision. Because now you got to surround yourself around the things that's going to help you to support that vision, okay? And if it's the vacation spot, you're going to look up, you know, what time of the year you want to go, how much it's going to cost, the travel agent. If it's a passport you need, go get that passport. Find out, you know, How do I get my passport photo? Do I need shots for that country? Or whatever you need. How much money is it going to cost me? Okay, I'm going to start putting this much money away every month towards the trip. Again, these are called action steps. So the first 2 weeks in February, you're going to dedicate, at least 30 minutes a week to establishing those action plans. And then for the month of March, now you're ready to go. Every day from that day forward, you will start now pushing the envelope. You're going to push a little harder. You're going to do everything that's needed, because now you've done your due diligence. Now you're going to do everything you needed to obtain, to reach that goal. See, now it's crystal clear. You know what it is you want. You've set the goal. It's attainable. You've written out clear, concise goals, and now you're ready to go. And then the last but not least, tell someone about it. Find someone that you can be accountable to. Find someone else that maybe you can sit down and partner with that want to do the same thing and hold each other accountable, okay? And then you're ready to go. You're ready to move forward and make not just this year a happy year, but now you're moving into making every month a happier month for you to create a happy year. Because a year is made up of seconds, of hours, days, and months. That's what make up a year. So every minute, every second, every hour count to make your year one of the happiest years that you can ever make. So it's all up to you. When we don't have a happy year, when we don't accomplish the things that we are supposed to accomplish, guess who the person that we get to look at and blame? We can't blame others. You know, as Michael Jackson famously said, it's the man in the mirror. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, what did I do? Or what have I not done to accomplish that? Again, a year is made up of minutes, of seconds, minutes, hours, days, and months. And every choice that you make towards your goals will get you closer and closer toward having one of the happiest, greatest, blessed, and prosperous 2019. I got more to come. I have an exciting guest today, and I'm so excited about what we're about to get ready for. So right now, I want you to call someone. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to go on a station break, but I want you to stay tuned, and I have a great show lined up for you today, okay?
We're located at 4711 Oak Place in Camp Springs, Maryland. Watch live the QETV Live show every Thursday from 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Would you like to be a guest on the QETV Live show with your host, Mrs. H? You may reach her at 240-353-3806. Again, that's 240-353-3806, or email QETVLive@gmail.com. The QETV Live show is bridging inspiration and information for everyday life.
You like smooth jazz? Great. Horn of Plenty, Harvest Harmony from saxophonist Travis Bridges. Smooth jazz and all the sax you'll ever need. Available at travisbridges.com. 786-487-7338. sax you'll ever need.
Hello and welcome back to QETV Live Show with your host, Miss H. I have in the studio with me today Matthew C. Horn, one of the greatest motivational speakers of all time. I just want to introduce him right now and give him a proper introduction. Matthew is a world leader, world-renowned authority in maximizing human potential. I personally have benefited from his life, and you will too today. I want you to stay tuned. Right now, I want you to call someone. I want you to text someone, FaceTime, LinkedIn, Alignable, whatever social media handle you have. I want you to contact someone, let them know you're watching live now, QETV with Miss H, and she has a special guest in the studio today. Remember, you want this year to be the best you. And speaking of the best you, Matthew is also not only a great motivational speaker, but he's a great author. I was introduced to Matt when he wrote this book, which really blessed my life, and that's what caused me to call him. It's called The Universe is Inviting You In. Your best life awaits you. Remember, we just talked about that a new year will not be new, great, successful without you. You have to participate. So it's waiting for you. So we want you today. At the end of the show, he will tell you how to get a copy of his books. Not only Your Best Life Awaits You, but we also have Matt's book, All We Have Is Now. You know, the Bible even talks about that. Now faith is. We don't wait for tomorrow. Get rid of, stop looking back, because you can't move forward looking back. All you have is now. We want you to push into your now. Now, okay, now is the time to begin your new year off right. And I love this book as well, Choices. I always say life and death is in the power of the tongue. You live and die by the choices you make. This is a young man, black man's guide to successful living. And we're going to also talk about some other things about the furlough and about some choices that you can make, or you can call him and have him come and speak to your group or to your organization, okay? And one, but not last, because I'm sure there's more books inside of him, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want Out of Life. You got to purchase a copy of these books. Go to his website, Optimum Success. We have a lot to offer, but enough of me right now. What we're going to do now is zero in off of what he has to say to you, and I believe is predestined what he's about to say, and I want you to zero in. I want you to listen, and if you have enjoyed the things that you're about to hear, I want you to stay tuned and call someone else and let them know how they can contact Matt. So welcome to the studio, Matthew C. Horn.
Well, thank you, Mrs. H. It's a pleasure to be here. And I was looking forward to coming back, and I'm glad we were able to make this happen. And I'll get right to it. My segment today is titled, Your New Year is Any Moment That You Declare It to Be. Once again, I'll repeat myself. The title of this segment is, Your New Year is Any Moment That You Declare It to Be. Typically, when the new year rolls around, society gives you permission to undertake that endeavor that you've been seeing within yourself. The new year represents a time where people say, new year, new me. It represents every endeavor and undertaking that you wanted to go, that you had the opportunity to take steps towards it. I'm here today to tell you that your new year is any moment that you declare it to be. You do not have to wait for the new year to begin to create the various things that you see within yourself. We have the power to create anything in any given moment. And like Mrs. H said, we have the power to do it right now. You never want to get caught up in the cycle of waiting for societal, benchmarks and letting them dictate when you begin to take steps in the direction of whatever your truth is and whatever that represents. The reality is that if you have to wait until someone gives you permission, or if you have to wait until society says, hey, it's a new year, guess what? You're creating change according to something that's located outside of you. Anytime that you create change according to something that's not true to you, you're not poised to experience lasting change, because you're changing in accordance with the desires of someone else, with the permission of society. And you always want to be true to yourself, because the only obligation that we really have in life is to be who we uniquely are. And with that being said, you will feel compelled to do things, and you have to move in those moments to do those things, regardless of what time of year it is. Now, in 2019, I'm going to be talking about life mastery. That means taking total control and taking total responsibility for everything that you experience in your life. That's my definition of life mastery. When you've mastered your life, your new year is every day. Whatever dream you want to live, whatever goals you want to fulfill, whatever benchmarks that you see yourself ascending to, you can begin to take steps towards this and to experience them in any given moment in time. A person who is a high achiever and a person who has mastered their life, they don't wait for perfect moments. The new year represents this fictitious perfect moment. But when you've mastered your life, your perfect moment is any time that you declare it to be. Whenever you feel compelled to move towards your dreams, towards your purpose, your calling, your destiny, your desires, anything you see within yourself, whenever you feel compelled to move, you move when you've mastered your life. You don't wait for permission. You don't wait until the crowd and the majority says it's time to make the move. No, you make the move when you feel compelled to move. And that is one key to life mastery. You do not have to wait until the new year. You have brilliance, you have genius, and you have greatness inside of you. The world needs your brilliance and your genius and your greatness. The world doesn't need you to wait until the new year. The world needs you to create your new year in any given moment in time. There are people waiting to encounter you. You have gifts and talents and abilities that will revolutionize and that will change this world and that will change the people around you. We all showed up here to enhance each other. Don't hold your gifts back. Don't hold your offering back from your fellow man waiting for the new year. In 2019, I want you to master your life. Don't wait for perfect moments, but impose your will on the world around you. You've mastered life when you impact the world around you and the world around you doesn't impact you. You've mastered life when you don't wait for perfect moments. You've mastered life when every day you wake up and you give yourself permission to be whatever you uniquely know you showed up here to be. This has been Matthew C. Horn, author and motivational speaker, encouraging you to create your new year in any given moment in time. You can reach out to me at www.matthewchorn.com and on all social media on @MatthewCHorn. It's been a pleasure to be in front of you, and I look forward to seeing you all again.
My music. Welcome back to QETV Live Show with your host, Miss H, and with my co-host, Matthew C. Do you mind me using the C?
Hey,
Horn?
That's what I like.
You like it?
That's
okay.
That's my full branded name.
Okay,
Matthew
what's
C.
the
Horn.
C?
Charles.
Oh, Charles. Yes. Oh, you got one of them good old-fashioned names, Charles.
Yeah.
You got Matthew and you got Charles. So Matthew C. Horn. It just sounds so, professional and sound, like he's distinguished out there. But as we stated, and as Matt has already stated, and I love that, and I want you to go back to that comment you just made. You don't have to wait for someone to give you permission to be the best you, because greatness inside of you. You got to explain that, because so many of us, we wait. Like you said, first of all, we wait till the new year. It's almost like a diet. We says it's a Friday. We always say we're going to wait till Monday. I don't know what it is about Monday. Like Monday is magical, like something magical going to happen when you could do it that Friday, that decision. So tell me, what make you say that I don't have to wait, or the viewer doesn't have to wait for permission? What do you mean by that statement?
I mean that we simply were created with the power to create new beginnings. We were never meant to wait for perfect moments. That's seeking validation outside of yourself. And what we want to do, when we're talking about life mastery, that means doing whatever you feel compelled to do, independent of the expectations and opinions of other people. And that's going to bring you to a place of now.
But what if I'm thinking like that and I haven't seen no one else do what you're telling me I have permission to do, and it's far-fetched? I mean, don't you need a trailblazer or someone to show me? That's what I'm looking for permission for.
Yeah.
You're saying just get rid of that?
I'm saying this. You know, I got a revelation since the last time I've been on this show.
Okay.
And I realized that you don't need permission when you've been given a commission.
I like that.
Okay. We showed up here with a purpose and a destiny, various things that only we can contribute to this world.
Okay.
This is the reason that we're here. Okay. We've been commissioned to do certain things, right? Live your dreams, impact your fellow man, and impact the world the way that only you can. That's what we've been commissioned to do. Okay. With that being said, I had to really examine the word commission. Okay. That means that it's a mission that you're in agreement with. It's a commission. Okay. You've been given it, but you have to agree to it, and that's why it's called a commission. Okay. Now you have to realize who gave you the mission.
Okay.
Your creator, God. That's what we showed up here to do.
Okay.
Is to, you know, as you say, extend his kingdom. You know, we have assignments, we have a purpose, we have a destiny. Now, everything that's true that we're supposed to do, we're going to feel compelled to do these things. This is how our mission shows up in the form of dreams and desires. Okay. Now, you want to understand that if you've been given a commission, you've already been given permission.
Okay.
And the only permission that you ever want to seek is from your creator. That's the only opinion that ever matters. So when you live life from that perspective, that the only obligation that you have is to be who you were created to be, now you've mastered your life. Because all of the societal expectations, all of the pressures from the parents, all of the opinions of other people, it's irrelevant when you know yourself. Maslow said something in his hierarchy of human needs. He says that self-actualization is at the top of all human needs. Self-actualization is a deep oneness, awareness, and appreciation of yourself. When you have that, everything in your life will be in its proper perspective if you understand yourself. That's what life mastery is really about. Understanding yourself and understanding who created you, the design that he had for you, and you'll always have a God consciousness. When you have a God consciousness, then the things of this world have no relevance to you.
That's good. You know, Matt, I can already see, especially, you got to catch them young, because you says that commission, that permission, it's all a part of our purpose. So therefore, one of the greatest tragedies we could do to our children is so many times in life we're driven by, and that's going to be where I'm leading this question to. We have been trained to get permission starting as children. Don't touch that unless you get my permission. Don't do this. Okay, that's from 0 to 5. Now we're starting elementary school. The teacher, you can't stand up without my permission. You can't raise your hand without my permission. So now I'm in middle school, high school. You can't do this. Don't go to lunch without my permission. Don't do this. We go to college. You know, it's like we've lived a life, all our life, and asked permission, could we do something? Now, all of a sudden, we hear or we get this revelation that we don't need permission to fulfill our God-given destiny and really that purpose. How does a person switch gears and begin to take that, take that initial step and get out of 18 to 20 years of asking for permission to now, voila, I'm ready to be my best self? Tell me about how some of that transformation can take place.
That is an amazing question, because that is a question that's going to dictate the quality of life for every person that's listening to us right now.
That's what we want to do for you.
That is a very pivotal and life-changing question you just asked, and I really appreciate you asking that. What you do is you have to ask yourself the hard questions.
Okay.
What is going to bring me fulfillment in life? You know, and when you realize, like, you know, the last time I was on here, I talked about reclaiming your life.
Yes.
And, you know, we're going to have to revisit that because that's the answer to the question. It gets to a point in time in a person's life where they realize that they've been living for other people. They've been asking for permission. Now, what happens is what accompanies that is unfulfillment, because we have certain truths that we showed up here to manifest, to create, to experience. If we don't move in the direction of creating what we see within ourselves, our purpose and our dreams and our destiny, now we have unfulfillment.
Yes.
And so what happens is that a person wakes up one day and they realize that they're unfulfilled, and the culprit is that they've been asking for permission from society, from everyone around them, from their mother, from their father. What my answer to the listening audience is
that's
this.
Good.
Okay?
That's good.
You have to, if you don't claim your life, you're going to get to that place of unfulfillment, and then you're going to have to reclaim it. Okay. What I mean by claim your life, that means move in the direction of where you feel compelled to go, independent of the opinions of other people, the expectations, the societal definitions, and things like that. When you have a mindset that you can be whatever you want to be without asking for permission, because you understand that you've been commissioned to fulfill your purpose and impact this world. Now, at that point in time, that's where the shift takes place, what you just mentioned. That's when you reclaim your life. But this is one thing I would say, you're talking about talking to the young people. I had the luxury of being born with a nature that I never asked for permission. Okay.
Now explain that to us.
I'm about to explain it.
Okay.
You know, I mean, of course, you don't want to be a rebellious child.
I was going to say that. We don't want to teach rebellion.
But what I mean is that the things that I knew I was supposed to do in my life from a young age, I did them. Okay. I can go back to transferring high schools in my senior year. And my mother thought I was crazy. My classmates thought I was crazy. My coach, you know, when my teammates looked at me, they said, man, I wanted to get a Division I basketball scholarship.
Okay.
And I just remember being in the gym after I made the decision I was going to leave the school. And one of my teammates looked at me and said, man, you ain't built for no D1 ball, man, blah, blah, blah. You know, he's being a hater.
Okay.
And my current coach looked at me and was like, he got a shot. Even though I was leaving, you know, rest in peace to Coach Moore. And so I made that decision in the midst of a lot of adversity, opinions contrary to what I believed. And I went to the less prominent school down the street, and I was just being obedient to what I felt compelled to move.
Okay.
And I moved in accordance to it. As a 16-year-old, okay, the first game of the season, Coach Pete Strickland from Coastal Carolina University came to see two other players from High Point High School, the team that we were playing. But I happened to steal the show that night, you know. I probably had about maybe between 18 and 20 points or something like that. Had a nice dunk at the end of the game.
Okay, so that was destiny for you.
It was, but it happened because I didn't seek permission or validation.
Okay.
I did what I felt compelled to do. And as fate would have it, the University of Maryland got involved and started recruiting me. And when Coastal Carolina, found out that the ACC was kind of taking a look at me, then they went ahead and just offered me a scholarship. So my dream of playing Division I basketball, getting my education paid for so my mother wouldn't have that stress and things of that nature, it took place because at a young age I knew I had to claim my life so that I would never have to reclaim it.
So would you suggest that a person, first of all, need to understand their purpose so that when they get ready to start reclaiming? Because if I understand my purpose, when it's time for me to make those steps without permission, nothing can shake me. But if I don't understand my purpose, would you say I'm less likely to move without permission?
Yes. The key to making these moves and for them to be substantial and long-lasting is you have to have a God consciousness.
Okay.
You have to understand that you were created with a purpose, and that, you know, when you stand before your Creator, those people with those opinions won't be there with you.
No.
Society's expectations and benchmarks and false benchmarks that they set before us will not be there with you. It will be you and your Creator, and you will have to answer as to whether you fulfill the things that you were supposed to do.
Okay.
You know, when you have that perspective that nothing else matters, but like you said, you have to have the right foundation. You have to understand yourself, and if you understand yourself, you understand what you were destined to do and your purpose. Right? When you understand that, that's when you can begin to move in the right directions. That's when you can set a foundation so that, you know, it's solid. And, you know, when you move towards your destiny, you'll always have your provisions. You will get your signs and markers. You will get help along the way.
Yeah.
You know, but first things are first, like you said, and I can feel your love for the listening audience when you ask these questions. First things first is you have to have a strong sense of self. You have to sit down with yourself and say, what is going to bring me the optimal level of fulfillment? Okay. After you do that, you begin to chart a path to move in those areas of your life. In every area of your life, there's an experience that you want to have that's going to bring you the highest level of fulfillment. Okay. When you sit down and you can identify what that experience is going to be in every area of your life, now you can begin to chart a path towards experiencing those things. When you get there, you will have totally reclaimed your life, because now you will have fulfillment, and that's going to, you know, supplant the unfulfillment that you had because you were moving in the wrong directions, trying to please people before. You know, the beautiful thing about it is that even if you don't initially claim your life, if you're still breathing, you have the power to reclaim your life. You have to be honest with yourself, be at one with yourself, and don't be afraid to begin to make steps in the direction of what's going to bring you that optimal level of fulfillment.
I like that. It also sounds like you have mastered that with your life, in that you are a coach. That's what makes you a great trainer, motivational speaker. How do you help others to reclaim their life, rediscover themselves, get out of that permission lifestyle into that purpose-driven lifestyle, even with a lot of our, you know, which will lead to now what we said we would discuss, a lot of our government workers, you know, my prayer and love is to see the government, the president and the entire, you know, Senate and House in this shutdown. But what do you think is the answer for a lot of that's going on? Because I am hearing, and I have heard a lot of people now who are reflecting and thinking about even changing their course, saying, in a way, they don't like what's going on, but it has given them permission to now say, I'm going to try another career, or I'm going to go in business for myself. This thing is shaking a lot of people's core. We see it in a negative way, but I do believe there are going to be some successful testimonies come out of this, where people have started successful businesses, careers, and have changed the course of their life behind this. How can you help some of them who are in the middle of making those changes?
Okay, what I can do to help individuals in that position is to say, take inventory of your gifts and talents.
Okay.
Your gifts and talents are the purest offering that you have to give to this world.
Absolutely.
Your purest offering, your best offering, is always going to give you your best return. Meaning that you can start a business. Okay, everybody has a gift and a talent and ability, okay, that they can offer to this world, and they can monetize it. That's what I would encourage the listening audience to do. Take inventory, be real with yourself, and sit still and say, what are my best gifts and talents and abilities?
That's good.
Now, what happens is that I want to explain the power of your gifts. Your gifts are the things that you do exceptionally well, in comparison to the things that you do in a regular or mediocre fashion.
Okay.
Okay, those are gifts, okay? Logic cannot explain why we're naturally good and great at certain things.
Okay.
And we're average and mediocre at other things, okay? Find those places where you're great.
Okay.
Because since logic can't explain it, guess who's responsible for it? That's God. Anything that is not in the realm of logic and reason, God is responsible for it.
Almost like your fingerprint.
Exactly.
There's not another one like yours.
So you have to find that place. You have to find God within yourself. Mm-hmm. And that's going to represent your gifts and your talents and your abilities. For example, okay, I had a conversation 2 nights ago, and someone said, wow, like, you're a good motivational speaker. Mm-hmm. And I said, you know what? I am. Only because there's nothing good but God.
Okay.
You see where I'm coming from? So that gift, that's God's perfection inside of me. And that's when I'm at my best. And that's why I can confidently say, yes, I am a good motivational speaker, because this gift has nothing to do with me. I didn't give it to myself. It came from pure perfection.
That's good.
So I want the listening audience to grasp the gravity of your gifts and your talent, and to understand you have pure perfection inside of you. And you can create your own way using your gifts and talents. You'll never even have to bat an eye or entertain a setback during a time like this if you create your own opportunities. You have the power to use your gifts and create your life and do it your way. You know, there's a whole nother realm of existence and provision when you opt for the gifts and talents that you've been given. No one can take an opportunity away from you that you created for yourself. So let this government shutdown be a hard dose of reality that there's nothing stable in this world for you. Any opportunity that you any opportunity that you subject yourself to is always going to have a built-in vulnerability. Okay, when you use and you choose your gifts and talents, there's nothing but endless provision. So you can choose vulnerability or you can choose provision. Good. And the last thing is that even if you have a job, I'm not saying everyone's destined to be just full-time entrepreneur, because this life ain't for everybody.
Exactly.
But you don't have the luxury of not having a business. No person listening to us right now, any person in this world, you do not have the luxury of not having a business, some sort of opportunity that you created for yourself from your gifts and your talents. And if you've already, just imagine if the person already had a business, something that they've built momentum towards using their gifts and talents. In a time like this, the transition can be exactly what you said it was. They can go full time into it. They can realize that this is my third shutdown.
Right.
And I have this gift and I have this talent. And guess what? It flourishes.
That's good.
During the roughest times. I can remember during the last government shutdown, I made more money in that month than I had ever made in my career as an entrepreneur. I'll never forget that.
Oh, so you were among the last one that we had.
Well, I was an entrepreneur back then. Mm-hmm. But I remember during that shutdown, I made more money in that month than I had ever made in my career. During the shut, and it shows the two different realms of existence.
Yes.
You know, and it's not bragging. It's just more or less just saying that there's a whole nother set of rules. There's a whole nother set of provisions when you opt to use your gifts and your talents. And prosperity is still here.
Yes.
It's still here for all of us. We'll never be left, forsaken, abandoned, if we choose to use the natural things that we've been given.
Natural resources.
You have the power to create your life and do it your way, and there will never be a shutdown again.
I like that. And as Matt just said, out of this, you can turn anything that looks like it's going in the wrong direction. You have the power to choose. You have the power of choice. And we're not by means any way necessary saying that we are welcoming or we're glad that this has happened. Of course not, because a lot is at stake. But at the same time, I love the fact that he is sharing how you can be optimistic, and not just for people who are in the midst of furlough. We're talking to everyone out there. We're talking to anyone that is alive and breathing. If you are alive on planet Earth, you have the power within yourself to use your talents and gifts to monetize it. And that's one of the things that will take us to, since the last time you were here on the show, you've started a new business. Tell us about the new company that you have started.
Yes, I started at the end of 2018.
Okay.
I started Matthew C. Horn, author, PR, marketing, and management.
Gee.
Yes.
That's long. So what all do you do? I see all these books, and I have had some of his authors on the show with me, and I see them on Facebook. They are gone on to become very successful publishing and doing book signing. Tell me how, if someone wanted to get a hold of you, what do your company help authors do, and how do you push them out there into success?
Okay, now my company came about because I'm a self-made author.
Okay.
You know,
so all these books here you publish yourself?
I published them. I've been rocking and rolling for 13 years now. And I've amassed a lot of knowledge in terms of how to get yourself out there. The company started from a need because I noticed that, and I'm not trying to say anything bad about publicists because that's what I am now, but it's a lot of money being paid and very little being done.
Yes, it is.
And so I wanted to make sure that each author is public relations. So I keep their face out there, you know, in the media, through different mediums of, you know, communicating to the public and things like that. I keep their face out there, but I also get them paid. That's where the management aspect of my company comes into play as well. So I make sure, you know, they always have book signings. You know, if you're willing to get out there and make appearances and hustle and this and that, I will make sure that you have a book signing every weekend. Okay. In addition to that, we do the media interviews. I do different social media strategies with them and things of that nature to make sure that their message is always being delivered to the public, and the public has a deeper understanding with every passing day of who these people are so they can really connect with them. So that's what I do, is I provide author PR, marketing, and management to make sure that every author that signs with my company has the optimal chance to really get out there and make an impact with their books.
So if I have a story and I want that story written and told, if I came to you, you provide the services from the infancy stage all the way up to the maturity, pre, mid, and post of my book, and you help me to be successful getting my book out there on the market. So I can just one-stop shop.
Yep.
So you do it all.
Yeah, because a lot of people got confused and thought that I replaced my previous company.
Okay.
No, I still have lightning fast book publishing.
Okay.
Where I assign authors, show them how to write their books, and we publish them in 3 weeks, and we give them worldwide distribution.
3 weeks?
Yes, 3 weeks. Lightning fast book publishing.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you hear that? So if you have a story and you want that story told, you heard it here from Matthew C. Horn, remember the C, lightning fast book publisher, can help you get your story out there. Not only will he help you get your story out there, again, here's a copy of some of his books and great graphics. So you help out with the graphics and with the publishing, the ISBN number, and getting all that stuff. Everything. So it's a one-stop service.
It is.
How can people get a hold of you? How the time has flown by. It's already 2:30. So tell us how we can get a hold of you, your services, or call you if we want you to come and speak to our group or our organization. Tell us how to get a hold of you.
Okay, you can just reach out to me through my website, www.matthewchorn.com. That's MATTHEWCHORNE.com. And my phone number, email, everything is on there. And also connect with me on social media. This is an up-to-the-minute glimpse of all the services that I'm providing, appearances, and just, you know, things that maybe you can utilize for your benefit. Is always going to be on @MatthewC.Horn on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Wow. You've heard it here. And again, do not wait for permission to be you. You were born to be you. That does it for this segment of QETV Live Show with your host, Miss H, and with my co-host here, Matthew C. Horn. Matt, we're going to have you back again and again and again because you have so much wisdom inside of you, and to see the strategies and the information that not only for the young, for the old, no matter where you are in life, you have a message for them. I like that.
Thank you.
And iron sharpens iron.
No
so
doubt.
I love to stay sharpened, so I have to keep you around.
Yes.
So thank you again for being on the show. And again, thank you for watching QETV Live Show with your host, Miss H. We love you. See you next week.